They're the players who were once hyped as the next big thing, destined to take over the footballing world. They had the talent, the spotlight, the expectations, but for one reason or another, it just didn't work out. And so today, we're building a team of such failed Wonderkids, players who were meant to become stars, but failed to fulfill their potential. And we're starting off with the goalkeeper position, and for me, this has to be Jack Butland. He was probably the most hyped English goalkeeper of the last decade. I mean, he was seen as the natural successor to Joe Hart. He even made the English squad for the Euros 2012 without even playing a single Premier League game. But in 2016, he suffered a devastating ankle injury. His team, Stoke City, got relegated, and that's where his career kind of fell apart. To be fair, he's not doing that bad with his career, playing for one of Scotland's biggest clubs, Rangers. He's only got a 76 overall though, and back on FIFA 17, he had a potential of 89. Well, at least that makes him the first player in our failed Wonderkids team. Although I'm not sure if that's a good thing. We've got our first failed Wonderkid, but trust me, this squad is going to make y'all really nostalgic. But also, once we build this entire team of fallen stars, I want to see if they can come together and redeem themselves by winning the Champions League. Now also, I know it's impossible with ratings like 76 for Jack Butland, so we are going to give all the players in our team their best ever potential. Butland's going to be an 89 from back in FIFA 17. This way, we'll at least get to see how good this squad would be if these players reach their prime. Let's now pick one of our centre-backs. And this is a player who signed for Real Madrid at the age of 18, captain Spain's under-21s, Jesus Vallejo. He's still owned by Real Madrid, occasionally does play for them with all their injury crisis, but being at the age of 27 with a 72 overall, he really didn't fulfill his potential. But don't feel too bad, Vallejo, at least you're joining Butland in this failed Wonderkids team. And we're also giving you your FIFA 18 potential of 87. Now picking our second centre-back, and we've got a couple of failed Wonderkids to choose from. Who remembers Callum Chambers? He was signed by Arsenal at the age of 19, showed so much promise when he was back at Southampton, but he never really could break into that Arsenal starting 11. He was loaned out most of the time, and now almost at 30, he's playing for Cardiff City with an overall of just 72. I mean, this was a player I used to sign so often in career mode, so seeing him not achieve his potential kind of hurts. But I'm not sure if Callum Chambers is going to get into our starting 11 because we've also got Dan Axel Zagadou. When Borussia Dortmund signed him at the age of 18 from PSG's academy, I really thought he was going to become the next big centre-back, especially considering how good Dortmund are at developing youngsters. But due to injuries, things didn't work out. And now at the age of 25, he's playing at Stuttgart, nowhere near his potential. I guess between Chambers and Zagadou, Chambers has got to be the bigger Wonderkid flop. He's older, no room for any redemption. Zagadou's 25. Who knows, he might be good at some point. We will add both of them to our team, and we've given them their highest ever potentials. With our centre-back duo now sorted, time to pick our fullbacks. And our next player was once touted as the next Maldini. That's right, I'm talking about Desciglio. Came through AC Milan's academy, debuted at 18, showed incredible intelligence, composure, and versatility. But then during AC Milan's decline, his career kind of fell off. Injuries happened as well. He moved to Juventus, but he never fulfilled the potential of being the next Maldini. Now he's 31, 75 rated. Now Desciglio's highest ever potential was back on FIFA 14 with 88, so at least he's going to be a big part of our failed Wonderkids team. Would you believe that this 66 rated player is the next failed Wonderkid on our team? That's right, boys, this is Jethro Williams, who made history by being the youngest player at the Euros 2012. He was supposed to be the next big Dutch fullback. He showed incredible talent at PSV, but his career fell off after failed transfers to Frankfurt as well as Newcastle. And look at him now, playing in the second division of Spain. We're signing him up for the team, but look at that, he's got the biggest gap from his current overall to his best ever potential. 20 ratings, man. That's how much Jethro Williams underperformed his expectations. But hey, at least we're giving him one last chance to redeem himself in this failed Wonderkids team. Now, before we start picking our midfielders, I've got a couple of honorable mentions for the defense. Kyle Walker. And no, I'm not talking the Man City Kyle Walker. He's, of course, a legend, fulfilled his potential won multiple trophies, but I'm talking about Kyle Walker-Peters. When he came through Tottenham's academy, I thought they had found the next Kyle Walker with the same name. But he couldn't break into the Spurs team, went to Southampton, and now 27, he's nowhere near the OG Kyle Walker's level. But hey, we've put him on our bench, and also on our bench is Alban Lafont, probably the goalkeeper we all have signed so many times in career mode. And back on FIFA 19, he had a 91 potential. But yeah, fast forward 6 years, he's currently playing for Nantes with a 75 overall. I mean, he's only 25, so there's a chance he could find his potential. But for now, he's going to be on the bench of the failed Wonderkids team. And now we can finally get into our midfielder picks. And we're starting off with a player who literally won the Golden Boy Award, won the Euros 2016, and was the best young player in that tournament. That's right, I'm talking about Renato Sanchez. I think we all can agree that at some point we thought Renato Sanchez was going to be the best midfielder in the world. He showed so much promise. He of course made a big move to Bayern Munich, but since then things just fell apart. He struggled with confidence and tactics. He had a horrible loan spell at Swansea. Like, come on, from winning the Euros to playing for Swansea? Now 26 years old, he's got a 76 overall. He's currently on loan at PSG, so he's done good for himself in the sense he is playing for a top club. But yes, he's definitely a failed Wonderkid. He could never even come close to his max potential, which was 88 from like FIFA 17. Now to partner Sanchez in midfield, we've got a player who was called the next Xavi. I'm talking about Brazilian Arthur Melo. To be fair, when he did play for Barca initially, even I thought as a Barca fan that this guy has got what it takes. There was a lot of promise around him and his playstyle did feel so similar to Xavi. But then he started struggling with fitness, with form, and then he was a part of one of the most bizarre transfers of all time, a swap deal with Juve for Pjanic. But since then, nothing about Arthur's game has reminded anyone about Xavi. Now, Arthur's going to be one of the highest rated players in our team, because back on FIFA 19, he had a 90 potential. And now to complete our midfield, we've got a player who was once known as England's Golden Boy. He won the Premier League Young Player of the Year award 2 times in a row. I mean, as a midfielder, he literally scored 18 Premier League goals in a season. I'm talking about Dele Alli. This man literally had the world at his feet. Real Madrid being linked to him. I think we all thought he was going to be one of the best players in the world. But then injuries, off-the-pitch issues, motivation struggles, and also allegations of just being lazy and not training properly. Even Jose Mourinho gave him a speech about not fulfilling his potential and regretting that. And unfortunately, that's what happened with Dele Alli. He's currently now playing for Como in the Serie A. He literally got a red card though on his debut. But look at that, boys. A 73 overall. This was literally a player who at the age of 18 had a 90 potential. And now he literally doesn't even have a face in game. But okay, I have fixed that. We're now signing him up for the failed Wonderkids FC and hopefully he can redeem himself here. Bro, what a team this is turning out to be. And I mean, what a team this could have been in real life if these players hit their potential. But we've still got the attack left and I know it's going to get even more insane. So make sure you subscribe and stick around. Before that, we've got some honorable mentions from midfield, starting with Alen Halilovic. He was literally touted as the Croatian Messi. I mean, Barcelona even signed him when he was a teenager. Sadly, though, he never lived up to the next Messi tag. Couldn't get anywhere close to his FIFA 16 potential of 90. And the same can be said for Tanguy Ndombele. He dominated Liga for Olympique Lyon, and then Spurs signed him for a club record 55 million, and it was one of the biggest flops in the Premier League history. He literally had a potential of 89, but now is a 76 rated player. Well, both of them get a spot on our bench, and now it's time to pick our attackers. This is a player who was supposed to be the next Thierry Henry, had a dream debut for Man United against Liverpool. Of course, I'm talking about Anthony Martial. I mean, when Martial was at his best, he was literally unplayable. Unfortunately, though, he was often inconsistent, and last summer he finally left Man United to play for Athens in Greece. Fair to say he's never been able to hit his potential. At the age of 28 now, he's just 77 rated. Now, at least we're gonna get a 90 rated Martial because that was his potential back on FIFA 19. But guess what? Our next player is another Manchester United flop, Adnan Januzaj. Another player who had a dream debut for Man United, scoring a brace at the age of 18. He was the future of United as well as Belgium. But the hype was just hype in the end, as he never could really fulfill his potential. In the end, he was sold to Sevilla, but even there he couldn't regain his form. Now, almost at the age of 30, he's loaned out to Las Palmas. He's got a 75 overall, nowhere near his max potential of 87. We've now got just one player to pick in our starting 11. Now, before we pick our final player, we do have some honorable mentions. Emre Mor, another player who was touted as the next Messi, but that kind of fell flat. We've got Mario Balotelli, dominated the Euros 2012. Everybody thought he was going to be the next big striker, but his attitude, his discipline, everything let him down. And of course, we can't have a failed Wonderkids team without the GOAT, Anthony. I know he's only 24, he's got room to improve, and he's actually doing pretty well at Real Betis right now. But come on, man. Man United signed him for 95 million. And he kind of was just a meme there. But hey, we've put all three of them on our bench with their max potential that they've had. And now it's time to pick our final player and complete this squad. It's a player who's been given one of the most important jersey numbers in the sport. Barcelona's number 10. That's right, boys. Ansu Fati. It makes me so sad calling him a failed wonder kid, but when he debuted at Barcelona at the age of 16, everybody thought he was going to have a special career. He was scoring goals for fun, became the youngest ever goal scorer at Barcelona. But with the luck he's had with injuries, everything fell apart. And now most people have forgotten him and moving on to the likes of Lamine Yamal and Pedri. I will say this Ansu is still very young, probably the youngest in the squad that we've made. So there's still a chance he could revive his career, but it's not looking so good. He is though going to be the final signing of our failed Wonderkids team. And we've also given him a 90 overall. And that is our team complete. What a squad this is. How good could these players have actually been if their careers went on the right path? Now I really want to see these guys redeem themselves by winning the Champions League. Let's see, boys, if these failed Wonderkids at their max potential could pull it off. I expected this, guys. The failed Wonderkids, 4th in the Champions League. If we had used the current overalls of these failed Wonderkids, we would have probably been like 32nd or something. But since we've given them their max potential, look at this. Dinamo Zagreb crushed 8-0. Ooh, but Arsenal took them to penalties. We did go through. And we've knocked out Liverpool, and there you go. A Champions League final for the Fallen Stars. Well, this next game is going to be one last redemption chance for these boys. I want to see them perform. I'm actually curious. Who is the best player in this team? Anthony Martial, 35 goals. Ansu Fati did a big job as well. Anthony coming through. Now, it would be a bit hilarious if we choke this Champions League final with the failed Wonderkids. Nah, but that is not happening. I'm actually really excited to try out this team because we're using Wonderkids of the past with the potential that they could have achieved. I mean, yeah, look at Dele Alli. He feels so nice on the ball. The passing as well. Oh, and we've got a free kick, boys. And Ansu Fati's apparently really good with them. Can he channel his inner Messi, or I should say inner Declan Rice these days, and score this one? Come on, Fati. Decent, decent. Oh, it's a big save. Oh, rebound, though. Rebound in that save, too. Adnan Januzaj looking inside for Arthur. He could have been the next Xavi. And now he's found a really good pass for Ansu Fati. Go on. Let's try and bring it inside. The angle's not there anymore, but Ansu can keep dribbling. Ansu Fati, that's nice, but he couldn't. No, he goes down. Ref, pen. Well, at least Ansu didn't get injured there. That's a good thing. Oh, this is bad. A big save from Jack Butland. And now here's the powerful Renato Sanchez. This is his Euros 2016 version. Getting through defenses, looking for a ball for Martial, who gets there first. Anthony Martial, no, man, he should have scored there. I know our team is a bunch of failed Wonderkids, but still, they're at their max potential. Why can't we score with them? Maybe I guess there is a reason these players failed. Nah, man, I gotta believe that this team can get redemption. They can get the job done as Ansu Fati has gone through everyone. And Ansu Fati gets the goal. It had to be him. One of the biggest Wonderkids in football who has now completely fallen off. At least he gets his redemption here. Okay, but this is not really good. Jethro Williams, what a challenge. And now here's Adnan Januzaj as we're counter-attacking here. Looking for Anthony Martial. No, we could have ended the game. But I think we have done enough, boys. A bunch of failed Wonderkids have won the Champions League. Although we had to boost them up massively by giving them their best ever potential. But yeah, watching them win the Champions League does make me question, what if these players would have hit their potential? But hey, in football, not everybody can succeed. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy me buying one player from every country to build my team. Click here.